They try to spread rumors to split up the work of God. Ẹ jẹ́ àgbà ọ̀rọ̀ yìí yẹ̀ wò. Ẹ̀yin ará wa nínú Olúwa. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn Ọlọ́run nínú ìjọ apostolic ti Kristi. Ẹ̀yin àgbà jàǹkàn nínú iṣẹ́ Olódùmarè. A sọ pé agánran mú lọ́jọ́ sí amóhódẹrólé. Àmọ̀kìsì kú amẹ́kùnjoyè. Kìnìún dolóògbé amúkòkò jọba. Agbádìẹ̀ta àfọwọ́ ẹ̀ráwó. Alájà ńlọ́sọ àfọwọ́ ẹ̀rọ̀ bọ́. Agbẹ́tìjútà àfọwọ́ rọ̀ dájú. Igi eléyìí ọ̀dà ó ń suná ayẹ̀ẹ́lẹ̀. Igi tọ̀wọ́n ọ̀dà ó ń suná ayẹ̀ẹ́lẹ̀. Àgbàdo òṣùwọ̀n bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ pé àrọ́ ọmọlẹ́yìn èsún rí. Àwọn kan aráàhín wọ́n ní kànàkànà játọ̀ ń tòwú. Ibi tó bá lè jásí kọ́ jásí. Ará ọ̀hún fèsì padà. Kànàkànà játọ̀ ń tòwú. Ibi tó bá lè jásí kọ́ jásí. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa nínú Olúwa. Ẹ̀yin ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run nínú ìjọ apostolic ti Kristi. Ẹ jẹ́ àkíyèsára kọ́rọ̀ wa má bàa yọrí sí sọ̀kìsọ̀ ń bọ̀ lọ. Be bold, be strong, be one. When that will not work, they tried division. Nehemiah chapter 3, verse 5. They got a few people to form a little clique, a committee. We think it ought to be done this way. Another committee will say, no. We think it ought to be done this way. They tried to cause division, to split up the project that God was working on. You see, we have been experiencing this for decades. In the deadly tsunami that hit Southeast Asia in 2004, a young hippopotamus got separated from its mother. Looking instinctively for connection, he decided to take up with a 100-year-old tortoise. That's all what it has. Brethren in Christ Apostolic Church, just because someone could not pronounce our denominational shibboleth, just because someone could not correctly pronounce our factional shibboleth, our tribal shibboleth, you cannot pronounce Efalaye shibboleth. You cannot say Egba versions of shibboleth. You cannot fancifully pronounce Lagosian shibboleth. Can you speak and say of Ibadan shibboleth? And when this happens, since this last maybe 3 decades, that we have been fighting over the correct way of pronouncing shibboleth, I submit to you today, we must be careful, lest when we get to heaven and the gate of heaven refuses to open because we cannot pronounce heavenly shibboleth. You see, the leadership expert, John Maxwell, he says, when you are looking or when you are not ready for a change, you look for differences in others. But when you are ready for a change, you look for similarities. Nǹkan tó pawápọ̀ nínú ìjọ apostolic ti Kristi ọ̀pọ̀ ju tó yà wá lọ. At the 1939 convention of this church, while with the apostolic church, at the deliberation of a letter received from Wales, Pastor Akinyele Olubadan overheard Pastor Babatope saying, as for me, whatever they come up with, I will not leave the missionaries. Akinyele wanted him to know that he had him. So he replied, whatever you do, I will not abandon Christ for the missionaries. Christ is the root. All other personalities, they are branches. The fourth thing that they tried, Sanballat and Co., was distractions. Nehemiah chapter 6, verse 2. The enemy tried to get the leadership into a peace conference. We may not get them stopped, but at least we get them to slow down. And when this happens, when the conferences that are designed, orchestrated, planted to get the work of God stopped. What you remember, sir, is that the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Then they tried another tool, the tool of defamation. Nehemiah chapter 6, verses 5 to 6. There was personal smear campaign against the leader, against Nehemiah. Previously, Sanballat and Co. have tried to attack the people because they were the weak point. Now that the wall is almost built, the leaders are tired. When you are tired, Satan starts to attack you. And they begin to say, this guy, Nehemiah, has just got a big ego. In fact, he is building the wall for his own benefit. He's trying to set up his own empire, set himself as a king. I repeat, when this happens again, the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Finally, they